So, welcome to Roll Over and Die. Previously, Pip, now alone in the big city, disguises herself and infiltrates the research department at the UMA. Not able to spend more time investigating, she buys a horse and sets off up the east coast to a pre-planned rendezvous with Madam Elsbeth. The rest of the party, minus Pip, wake up disorientated, cold, wet, and separated into two cells in a dungeon. That's over and done with. Ready to roll over and die. Right, so we'll go with the main group this time. You've just realised that there is some creatures underneath the standing water. Chad has raised up a cube of water, and you can see like this dark green, almost black tentacle, or like snake's body type of object, come out of the water through this cube and then down again. So I'd like us all to roll initiative, please.
Oh my gosh, I just rolled exactly the same number.
Oh, really?
Exactly the same as what?
I rolled a 3.
Rolled a. So Parter got a 3.
21.
Oh, nice. We'll just add that here. 1 second, sorry.
Do-do-do-do.
Do-do-do. Ta-da-da-da.
So you got a 3, Parter?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mike, what did you get?
21.
21. Chad?
21.
16.
16, nice. And Aya?
15.
15, awesome. So we've got the top of the round, we've got Mike. What's up? You can see like disturbances in the water. There's still there's one section of the water that's been pulled out of the standing water. It's got that tentacle like slowly slithering through it.
Okay. I don't know what to do. I'm still a child, and what would I do as a child?
You are currently.
I kind of want.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go on.
I say you're still sans equipment, but you've got all of your magic that's on you that doesn't require material components.
Damn it! If I had my weapons, I'd like creep up to it with my daggers. I am going to use Chaos Bolt.
Groovy. Roll to hit for me, please.
Roll to hit.
Indeed.
Oh, 18.
18, that hits. So roll your damage, 2d8 plus 1d6. And you can use either the d8s as the type of damage.
Okay, 2d8, 5, 1.
So 6.
Drop them up.
A 3.
Cool.
Which means, what did I get?
So
1 and 5.
I think you got 5 and a 3. The first one was 5. The second one was
I feel
1.
like we're in bingo.
Yeah. So a 5 and a 1, 1 dead swan, and a lamppost. I don't know. I don't know what they were.
Okay, I'm going to use number 5, and before I do it, I would like to shout out something if I have time, because I don't want to hurt anyone else.
Sure.
Even though it'd be fun to watch them get electrocuted. I'm going to throw some lightning, but shout, jump! Before I do it.
Amazing.
Please.
So yeah, this ball of energy, this magical energy, emanates from your hand, strikes the creature in the water. Sparks of electricity do arc out and hitting the wall, but fortunately the creature itself grounds the majority of the electricity, so it doesn't spread out, doesn't hit anybody else. And it takes all that damage and kind of like twitches and shivers. Right, so
Cool.
next on the initiative is Chad. What's up?
Okay. So I did not get electrocuted,
You did not get electrocuted.
and I can't stab anything.
You do not have your arm blades. No, they have been taken from you.
Still got my teeth if I need to.
Yep.
You've never used your teeth before.
So I can only cast one other thing besides Shape Water, and Shape Water didn't really help, except now that we know that it's a tentacle and not. I don't know what else would possibly be there.
Okay.
So I'm gonna cast Dimension Door.
Cool.
I just really quickly wrote a spell.
Yeah.
Don't judge it because I wrote it within the last like 30 seconds.
No judgment here. This is a judgment-free zone.
So
No, it's not.
Well,
it's
this
not at
is.
all. That's true. I can teleport from my current location to any other spot within range.
Yep.
And you said that the creature's coming from like a dark corner of the room.
Yeah. So from your cell, you're opposite the other people's cell.
Yep.
And you can see them coming from the left, which kind of ends in a blank wall about 20, 25 feet down.
And to the right, there's a way out, or rather in.
There's a way. There's stairs ascending upwards in a spiral formation.
Okay. So I'm gonna cast Dimension Door.
Yep.
Is Potter? Are you still in the cell with me, or did you go out?
I believe you slithered out, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm on the other side of it, so I'm still within the vicinity because I squeezed the bars, didn't I?
Yeah. And then you use one of your creature shapes, didn't you?
Who else is in the cell with me at this point?
So left in the cell with you
Yeah.
guys would be Regina and Krusty.
Crossing.
I'm gonna grab Regina.
Okay.
Like friendly.
How do you grab the Queen of the Free Seas friendly?
I just grab her hand.
Okay.
And say, "Trust me," and then I cast Dimension Door. So, get me out to somewhere new. Open a door. Come on through. Hope it's safe and doesn't chafe. I cast Dimension Door to that there corridor.
Nice.
You rhymed.
Door with corridor.
Corridor.
Pretty
like 30 seconds.
Yeah, that's great. That's very good.
Thank you, Tim.
So you pull Regina through with you through the
Yeah.
dimension door. What does your dimension door look like? You can kind of have it looking like however you want it to look like, either like a purple wreath
Always go to purple.
door.
Like
Yeah,
transparent.
it's magic.
Why do you associate him with that?
I don't know. Okay, it could be a green and yellow like sparking corridor. It could be like an actual physical door. It could just look like a little lizard hole. Up to you.
Could it be like a
Oh.
trapdoor?
Yeah.
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 It's a green trapdoor.
Okay, you just pop open the trap door, you step inside, and then you pop
Vault.
out like Mario
Yeah.
out of a tube, of a pipe.
So you go in that way and you come out that way.
What, feet first?
Yeah.
Just launched out. Okay, cool. Perfect. Yeah, so you're in the corridor, the opposite way to where the tentacles are. Prefect.
That seems like a good idea.
Prefect.
Yeah. Aya, you're up.
Okay, so the bit that's in the air,
Mhm.
is it still in the air?
Yes.
I'm gonna try and lightning lure it.
Cool. Go for it.
Which is gone. It's a saving throw.
Oh, saving throw. Okie dokie. You get a 9. What kind of saving throw is it?
Strength 12.
Oh, strength. They get +4, so 13
No,
on 3.
it doesn't get lured.
Are you sure your saving throw is only 12?
It
for
says
your
my
spell saving throw.
DC is 16.
Oh, there you
but-
go. That's the one.
Is that okay? Sorry.
Yeah.
In that case, it's pulled 10 feet in a straight line towards me, and then takes 1d8 lightning damage.
Nice. Roll that lightning damage. Is it the same one that Mike attacked?
The one that was floating in the air, just
Yeah.
because I could see it.
Yeah, it's the same one.
2.
2. And you.
Oh wait, I can roll 2d8 because I'm at 5th.
Oh yeah,
Level?
perfect. Roll one more.
5,
Cool.
7 total.
So you throw your lightning lure out, which is like a silvery blue crackling lasso that wraps around the tentacle and pulls it, and you start pulling it partway through the door, so it like folds up on itself, and you're pulling it through that gap that you made for Mike to squeeze through. Yeah,
Do
it's
you
kind of
have
half.
lasso, or did you just say that because it rhymes with blue?
Can't it be both? It wasn't. It was definitely an accident. A blue lasso.
Lasso.
What do you say? What do you call it?
Lasso.
No, I think it's lasso.
It's lasso.
Definitely less.
Probably not a lasso.
I've always said lasso.
Why don't we should ask Pip with her new southern accent?
Yeah, how would Dolly say it?
That's true.
Yes, so.
Lasso. Groovy. So that is Aya's go. Is that all you wish to do? Or this go?
Yeah, thank you, Tom.
Cool. Now it's going to be Regina's go.
Uh-oh.
She is with you. Just going to read, see what she can do quickly.
Did she not get pulled in the trapdoor?
Yeah.
Don't you open that trap door.
Sorry, Krusty.
Wait.
Poor Christy.
This is interesting. Okay. She's going to shake off your grip. Not because she doesn't want to be gripped by you, but more that she needs the space right now to cast.
Sounds like she doesn't want to be gripped.
Who wouldn't?
And she starts casting something. Her eyes glaze over like a sort of a deep green, the deep green of a sea. And she starts uttering something under her breath. She's focused on the other fresher tentacle, which fails. She has dominated this beast. Cool. So it has to now obey her telepathic commands.
She's too cool.
Right.
So, like,
It's
one of the tentacles that's going around, one of them just stops, like, mid-thrash. The one that you're pulling through the bars is still active, but the other one that hasn't been hit or hurt at all, that's just stops, becomes quite limp, starts retracting backwards. So that's her go. Now it's the tentacles go. So the one that is being forcibly pushed through a bar unravels itself and then tries to whip Aya in the face.
Of course it does.
21 to hit.
Yeah, that kind of hit.
So you take 13 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh.
And it's now wrapped around you. And it's trying to it's pushing more of itself through the bars and like pressing down on your body and trying to push you under the water.
Gross.
The other tentacle does nothing. Now it's Relentless's go. So Relentless, seeing that you being drowned, just tries to have at it.
At least she actually tried to save me and not just snub us like before.
True. Yeah. She's a complex character. She's going to multi-attack with her claw. No, she can't multi-attack. She hasn't got a sword. She's going to do a mechanical claw attack, which hits, and she does 9 points of bludgeoning damage, and now that's grappled. So there's a double grapple going on. She's now got this tentacle grappled up in a mechanical claw and trying to pull it off you whilst you're being also grappled.
I'm drowned.
Yes. And then Parter, you're up.
I'm very confused by who's grappling what now. So I'm still Snake, right?
You're still Snake.
Definitely still a Snake. So I can't really do much except for try to slither around and constrict. Actually, can I go under the water and see what this thing is?
Yeah. Why don't you roll a
I'm-
perception check as a snake? Have you got the snake's details up?
Let me just get it. Do you want its mobile number or not?
Yeah, if you could.
Okay.
List of fears. That'd be great.
Fears. We could use that actually.
Cool. Right, I've got it.
Cool.
Constrict the snake. So what am I doing? What do you want me to do? Read anything out or just roll?
Yeah, perception
Or
check,
perception?
please.
I've rolled a 10
Mhm.
plus.
The snake perception.
Doesn't say.
So perception would just be based on its wisdom score. which is your
Wisdom.
currently your
Plus
wisdom
5.
score, +5.
15.
Yeah, that's enough to you can ascertain that the two tentacles come together, and skimming down the length of the tentacles, which gets thicker and thicker, the girth increases as it gets towards the back wall. You can see as there's underneath the water there is a broken orifice where these two tentacles are pushed through, and it seems to be coming from back there somewhere.
Ooh.
It may be connected
Okay.
to a larger entity.
That's not even in the room.
It's not currently in the room.
Okay.
You think maybe what it does is just puts its two tentacles out, feels around, drowns people, and then brings them through for food.
And it's currently got Aya and Mike.
Hasn't got Mike, but it does have Aya.
I thought it told you.
It was relentless.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a.
No, it hasn't hit you yet.
No, I thought it's.
Oh, no.
It's me.
That was
It was what?
the non-starter start, wasn't it?
Say again, Anna? You cut out.
I thought it was dreaming
The
something.
what?
Okay.
Alternate
cool.
timeline that never happened.
Yes, indeed.
That was if we had not recorded first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I'm worried about my friend because I can't come up for air and I'm not going to shapeshift back to myself yet. Can I wrap around where the tentacles are coming around? So like where both tentacles are, can I just constrict and like try to squeeze it? Give it a little bit of a hug.
Do you want to try and grapple it and restrict its movements, or try and do it damage?
No, I'm gonna try and do it peacefully.
Okay.
And restrict it. So I'm gonna roll.
Yeah, roll a
What is this?
strength check as a snake.
Strength is
Snake.
+2. 20. Not natural. 20.
Wow,
18 +2.
impressive.
But not impressive enough.
It fails. So yeah, you have grappled the tentacle. So the tentacle's been grappled twice, and is grappling once.
Love not war.
Yeah.
Love not war. I'm saying in my head.
Amazing. Yeah, cool. So we'll go back up to the top of the round with Mike. Wagwan,
Okay.
Mike.
Wagwan.
Wagwan.
I'll tell you what
Tim, that was
Wagwan
so
is doing.
street.
Huh?
I know.
That was so street of Tim.
I'm of the streets.
I hope you're not right now.
Part.
None of us are right
Oh,
now.
no, true. I can see one.
I remember what they look like.
I have these old etchings I made.
Would you? Am I able to speak with animals on it?
What?
Is it verbal?
Animals. Yeah, you could potentially
Is it-
think you could. It is a beast. It's quite a beast.
Then I can.
What a beast.
Yeah, you can definitely try.
Okay, I don't move, but I want to stick my head as close as I can, stretch it, and go wagwan. I'm kidding. I don't want to do that. I don't know what to say to it. It's currently holding Alice in place, right?
Yeah, it's trying
Alice?
to trying to drown air.
Drowning, you could say. Yeah.
Is it too much to do in one if I want to go? If I run over to help her, so because if he's drowning her, I want to stop it from drowning her, but also be like, stop it. We're not here to help you.
The spell, is that an action? Does it say? Speak to animals.
One action plus 10 minutes.
Yeah. So as an action, you wouldn't be able to do both. Trying to help Aya out and talk to
Okay.
it. You have to pick one or the other. But you know that Relentless is currently trying to help Aya. But no.
I know that out.
Yeah, you can see Relentless like gripping onto it and trying to pull the tentacle off of Aya.
I'm just going to run over and try and grapple, like as in try and get it out. I haven't got any weapons, and I
Okay.
don't want to electrocute or anything.
Cool. You can either try and like pull it off Aya, or you can give the help action to Aya. So when it gets to her turn, she'll have advantage on a strength check to break free.
Help action.
Okay, cool. Yep. So you run over.
Fine.
You are still a small child, so you easily squeeze through the opening that's got that tentacle through it as well. So you have to kind of like climb over the tentacle to get through, and then you start like bracing yourself against the tentacle, trying to pull it off when A is ready to give it the old heave ho.
Did you say that I had to climb over the tentacle?
Yeah.
I was basically doing parkour.
Basically doing child parkour.
Basic.
Water parkour.
Yeah. You're like in a water parkour slide,
But
going over it.
Advanced stuff.
Yeah. Chad.
So I can't use any of my spells. And I've now removed myself from being near the tentacles.
You have definitely extricated yourself from the current situation, yes.
So, as a ritual, how long does the ritual take? 10 minutes?
Correct.
Seems
Each
like a
round
long
is 6 seconds.
Oh, for Christ's sake. Never mind, I was going to cast as a ritual something, but that's going to take too long.
Yeah. Fire will be long over one way or another by then.
Not to make this more complicated, but can I go up the stairs?
Yeah.
I promise I'm not running away. I'll come right back in.
I'm not running
But
away.
I
guys.
want to see if there's something, or like all of our gear, or my dumbbell that is like just waiting at the top of the staircase for us.
Like precariously balanced at the top of the staircase.
Yeah.
Any slight movement may just send it careening down into someone's face.
It's just waiting for me. So I'd like to explore
Okay.
upstairs. if
I
that's
have
okay.
2 questions for you.
Yep.
Question the first is, do you move up cautiously? And if so, you do half of your movement. Or do you run up there recklessly and you can use a dash action?
It's been a
Run.
while, but I'm definitely gonna lizard run.
So that's a dash action.
Yeah.
So you start skittering up you peg it down the corridor, which has got about another 30 feet left to it. Get to the base of the stairs, and then you run 30 feet up the stairs. Claws clattering on the stone as you go. About 20 feet up, it opens up into a small chambered area that is lit by 2 torches. There is a desk here, a chair, and at the sound of you running up the stairs, the figure has unoccupied the seat that he was currently sleeping in and presses back up against the portcullis and has what looks like a mace drawn. The figure you can't see is cowled in a brown robe with a light brown rope tie around his waist. He's wearing sandals, and that's about all you can tell, other than he's got quite pale skin, and the mace is slightly trembling somewhat.
it's a monk.
Give me my shit back.
Did you say shit or ship?
Both.
Do I have a ship? Maybe. Been a while.
Yeah.
In a stuttering voice, he says, "Back! Get back!"
I'm gonna. If it's still within my action, I'm gonna lizard leap at him.
That would be the beginning of your next turn. So you're mid leap currently. Freeze frame.
You're probably wondering how I got here.
Yeah. So, we're on to Aya. Aya, you're currently being forcibly
Drowning.
tried to push into the water, but Mike has bravely jumped into the cell with you to try and help you push the tentacle off. What would you like to do?
I would like to try and. Is it wrapped around me?
Yes. Looped around
Then
you.
I'll try and strength burst out of it.
Okay. Roll an athletics check with advantage because Mike is helping you out.
Thank you, Mike.
You've got to beat
18.
5
What is it plus? Oh,
plus your strength score. Oh, yeah, strength bonus. Athletics bonus, sorry.
It is +4, so 22.
Yeah, you got 5. I rolled a natural 1. So
Okay.
easily, between Mike and yourself, you just pull the tentacle off of you and throw it to one side. Relentless has still got it, clipped in her giant mechanical claw, but it's no longer restraining you.
Cool.
There we go. So that was your action, by the way.
Yeah.
It's now the tentacle's turn. It's going to turn its tentacle attention. Onto. Yes, I'm just reading what restrain does. It's fine. It's going to like turn its attention onto Relentless now, and try and damage her. It does because none of you are wearing armor, so that does beat her score. It does 13 points of damage, and is now like she's got it in one claw, and it's now wrapped around her waist and legs, and tried to pull her under.
So hold on. It's controlled by.
The other one.
One of them's controlled. Like one of the tentacles is being controlled by Regina, and the other one is not.
Okay, so the one that's not is currently attacking Relentless.
Correct.
For a second, I thought Regina had. Okay.
No worries. I just need to double check on this Dominate Beast. That is concentration, so she can't do another concentration spell. She can't do that, or this, or that, or this, or that, or this. She can't do that. She can't really do any of these.
I think we're all in the same boat.
Interesting. I did
You
this to
are all
myself.
the same.
She's gonna actually throw a frostbite at the creature, at the tentacle, try and
Pretty cool.
freeze it up. That will not hit though, unfortunately. So she's trying to throw it. The tentacle's thrashing around too much, and it just hits part of the wall and part of the bars, and the bars just ice over and become brittle and brilliant blue, sparkling white in the soft light of the night. That is her go, and then it's Relentless's go. Relentless is not going to bother trying to get out of it, but she's just going to try and squeeze down with her claw. She gets advantage on it. Yeah, she'll hit, and she'll do another this many damages. Another 9 points of damage. Yeah, but she's slowly being pulled underneath the water. But she's going down fighting.
She's always been a fighter.
You can do
Indeed.
it.
Can do it.
You can do it.
You can do it.
So we're going on to a Parter, a Mr. Parter.
Right there.
Where is that?
Right. I'm still cuddling.
There you are.
Can I still breathe underwater? Am I doing all right under
I
there?
think as a constrictor snake, it should say on there if you can hold breath, breathe underwater, that kind of
It's saying
jazz.
beast shape. Revert to your normal thing. You can revert to your normal shape. Automatically revert if you fall unconscious. Doesn't actually say.
It will say on your snake if you're a snake. Your constrictor snake. So you can. You've got a swing speed of 30 feet, and no, I mean you can hold your breath, but you can't breathe underwater.
Okay, I'm gonna.
We've only been under there for 6 seconds, so currently you're fine.
Maybe I just have little lungs.
That's true.
I'm just gonna squeeze it harder, in a loving way, but accidentally on purpose, hurting it.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Roll to hit with
Oh,
advantage.
bullshit on that.
Roll to hit.
Yep. You get a +4 to hit.
17. Plus.
17 will hit. Now you do 1d8 plus 2 bludgeoning damage.
Come here for a little parter squeeze. 1d8, so.
Please. +2.
Oh, 8.
Nice.
Thank
Yeah, you just feel it like being constricted underneath your now elongated, purely muscular body, and you're just wrapping around, and you're squeezing real tight, and you can feel like the veins that are trying to pump blood underneath it like get clogged up.
Tim, this is getting a little bit sexual now.
I don't think it is.
Feels like I feel
That's
like
your
I'm
minds.
Empire.
What are we part of?
I don't know.
Tim,
I'm not.
A
it's all
nice
in Tim's brain.
tentacle action.
This is
Coming
your-
out of Tim's mouth.
I mean,
How dare
Josh
you.
is complicit, but
I didn't even think about it
Hey.
being weird until now.
Hey,
It's your fault.
all I'm doing is giving it a bit of a love hug,
Mm.
and he's
Yeah.
the one that's saying
call it
that
a love
I'm
hug.
pumping its vein.
Okay, back to the top with Mike.
Bet we are.
A is free. Relentless is being pulled underwater. What are you gonna do?
Um,
Chad's nowhere to be seen. Regina's just outside. You don't know where Parter is.
I don't want Relentless to die,
Okay.
even though I don't really like her that much. But so I want to help her and cast Chill Touch.
Cool.
On the thing.
Yeah, because Parter is still grappling it, you get advantage on your touch attack on the tentacle. It is currently being like restrained by him, so it means that its ability to move out of your way is reduced.
Cool beans. Cool. Okay. So either 19 or 18. So 19.
19. Do your damage, please.
So 2d8.
Cool.
3, 7.
10 in total. How do you chill touch this enormous tentacle to death?
So I want to. How close am I to it? Am I in reaching distance?
You have to touch it, I guess. With chill touch, is that right? Or is it like a ranged attack?
I wanted to. I'll tell you. You can tell me if this works. I wanted to reach and go as close as I can to it, but not touch it. I'm about to touch it.
Right.
And then out of my hand becomes a ghostly skeletal hand.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you got 120 foot. You got 120 foot range on it, so you could be 120 foot away and still do that.
Cool.
Yeah. So like, what you orientate your hand around the tentacle, and then from your hand, it looks like your actual skeletal hand falls out of your palm, leaving a trail of condensation and mist, and grabs hold of the tentacle and burns into it. You know, in a way that you get an ice burn. It starts turning it black. It starts shuddering and flailing around, releasing Relentless, but Relentless keeps her hold on the tentacle itself, and then it just lurches one last time and flops onto the floor at your feet, under the water.
You know my skeletal hand that was doing this?
Yeah.
When it's like burning the tentacle, can it also it's enjoying it and it's making ghostly tentacle corpse angels as it's doing it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And as it sinks into the water, it makes its own little like iceberg plateau a little bit on the front. And rests there and has a cigarette.
That was a nightmare scape.
Iceberg. Floating white stuff.
Josh.
So
iceberg. We're talking ice. Ice cubes.
For the time being, you're out of combat because Regina has the other tentacle under her sway. We'll quickly go to Chad, mid-leap.
Josh.
Look what you've done to him. He can't even leap.
I'm mid-leap. It's fine.
Okay, so you complete your leap. What is your intention?
I want to pin him to the ground and knock the mace out of his hand.
Okay, I would like you to do a
Or at
grapple.
least I can only do one of those.
I'd like you to do a grapple check for me, please.
I don't know what to roll.
Oh, roll a d20 and add it to your athletics modifier.
Thank you.
In your skill list.
22.
Yeah, he got a 6. So I'm going to say with that massive deficit, you can do both. You just leap on him, you push him forcefully up against the portcullis. His mace flies from his hand and impacts the wall, leaving a gouge in it. And you just collapse on top of him, pinning him to the floor.
Boom.
Boom indeed.
Where's my shit? What's that downstairs? Where's the keys?
Roll an intimidation check for me, please. I assume you're trying to intimidate him.
Yes. Not well though.
No. 4. Well, he got 18 on his insight check to resist, or his wisdom saving throw to resist your like forceful advances. He's like, you can't.
Forceful advances. Misleading way to put what I'm trying to do here.
Well, no, you're just trying to. Well, you advance. Oh, yeah, okay, doesn't matter.
Don't try and excuse it.
So, yeah, you push him down to the floor, pin him down, threaten. Well, you didn't threaten him, but demand these answers, and he responds in a way that is like, "No, you are evil creatures. You're down there for a reason. I don't know why, but no, I am of strong mind, and I adhere to the rules here. I will not be forcefully swayed by you. I won't betray my brothers. So no. I say no to you."
Is he a human?
Sorry.
I say no.
Just to be clear.
You should not have your things back. Nor will I divulge the secrets that lay beneath this house.
He's a real talker. Does somebody tell me to say anything?
Just kill
Is
him.
he a human?
He looks human.
Okay.
He looks about late teens, early 20s, you estimate.
Okay. So what I'd like to do is look around the room to see if I can see our stuff.
Mhm.
If he's not going to talk, then I'm going to bite him.
Roll a perception check first, then, I guess.
Have you bitten someone before?
Yeah, you bit someone's face in the dried fish stall.
And it
not
actually worked really well.
Yeah.
I got a 6 on the perception.
Okay. Yeah, you have a quick look around. You don't see. All you see is the desk, the 2 torches and the sconces, and a chair. That's it.
Well, I'm gonna bite him.
Okay, roll to hit with advantage because you've grappled him to
Oops.
munch his face off.
I got a with the bite. I got a 19. No, sorry, that's a 20.
Yep, that hits.
And
That hits his brown robe armor. Roll your damage.
Yep. 1d6.
Plus anything?
4. So I got a 5.
5. Where do you bite him specifically?
Mm,
Like you've got him pinned down, so there's a finite amount of places you can
Don't
bite
say
him.
anything weird.
How are you going to kill him?
would never. Nowhere fatal.
Nowhere
Um,
fatal. Where
yeah.
on his head and upper torso is not fatal that you would bite him?
Shoulder.
Shoulder. Okay.
Shoulder.
So
Ow.
you go down. You've got him pinned by like the upper arms, like here and here, down, and you just throw your entire head into it and clamp your strong jaws. What?
You put your head into it.
And yeah, your like pneumatic-esque style jaws clamp down on his shoulder, but you haven't bitten anyone for quite a long time. You kind of get a bit over-enthusiastic about it, and you get a bloodlust, and you just tear into the poor guy's shoulder, hitting some kind of artery, and like he just starts like screaming. His screams turn to like blood-curdling moans, and before long he just turns pale and dies.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought
Sometimes things turn bad quickly.
you should have just bitten his hand.
well, I have a mace now.
Yeah, so he starts like bleeding out. He's trying to say something, but he's too hoarse, and it just comes out as a whisper, then a gurgle, and then eventually nothing. And he just stops moving.
Well, that was a sexy encounter.
All I could think about was the video you guys made in Birmingham in November.
I hope you can slot that in the episode.
I think Tim would
Insert
appreciate that.
Oh, that.
That
Oh.
Yeah, that was way more erotic than I intended.
I don't know why I thought it was erotic.
I know why. You had me doing all sorts of things to this.
You made him put his head in it.
Oh,
Stop
right.
saying that.
I didn't think about that.
That's all I could think
There's a
about.
problem, Tim. You don't think.
I don't, apparently. I'm very
In a
innocent.
while, okay, so I accidentally killed a poor prison guard, but I think you liked me.
He liked you a little too much.
I think at this point we need to like switch scenes, and you guys can think about like where you want to go from here a little bit.
I am all hot love.
You've got a
Please
port,
help us.
yeah, got like a locked portcullis in your way. Regina's downstairs. She's calmed the beast. You still got that other guy in the other cell, by the way, who hasn't said anything during the battle, but the battle only really lasted 12 seconds. So, Pip, you're currently still in Suttonshire, but you have just made a hefty purchase of a riding horse.
I have.
Did you want to name the horse, or are you happy just to not get that acquainted?
I definitely want to get attached to it very quickly because it is currently my only friend. So I will name it, but I don't know what yet.
Yeah, that's fine. You can
You've
think
met
about it.
several horses, and they've all been Josh.
That's true, actually. You may never have met a real horse yet.
Oh yeah, that's true. I've got bad experiences with horses.
Yes, you
Let
have.
me think about a name. I'll ponder it on my ride.
Yeah, of course. So, do you remember where you're going?
Nope. If I had my notes, I'd remember where I was going.
Oh,
but
I can
You've got
tell you.
a day to make up, haven't you?
I have a day.
Like
It
to
was
get
the
there.
something hanging garden.
Yes, that's correct.
Something hanging garden.
So, if I look at my notes real quick.
Real quick.
I don't know what I should name this for.
The Havenridge Hanging Market.
That's the one.
Havenridge Hanging Market.
Sounds super posh.
So you're making your way up to the Havenridge Hanging Market. It takes you, I think, probably a good rest of the day to manage to get up there. You pretty much arrive still with about an hour or two of daylight left. It's in the springtime, so the days are relatively long at the moment. It's not as big as Suttonshire, but it is on top of a cliff, whereas Suttonshire is like on the beach side. So as you wind your way up the white, almost blue cliffs of Havenridge, you find that yes, there is a settlement that's on top. It's expanded as far as it can. It uses its brilliant white in the sunlight because it uses a lot of the white rocks that are prevalent in this area. And they've expanded so far that they haven't been able to build any further out, and so they've had to start building down the side of the cliff, which is where it gets its name from. The market area itself is literally hanging on the side of this cliff face. It doesn't have city walls. It doesn't need them because it is like on an island of broken cliff faces. So the terrain itself provides very good defense against anybody that would attack either by sea or by land. Which is why
You said seal.
Sorry?
I thought you said attacked by seal, and I was like,
yeah, it cannot be.
seal,
It's
attack
pretty much
them.
impervious to all seal attacks,
Yeah,
which are common and rife in this area.
big
It's the main ammunition that the pirates will use in their cannons.
seals.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Just
It's
find
horrible.
seals after seals at cliff faces. That's not correct. No, that's correct.
That's canon now.
It's definitely not canon. Where do you? So you can arrive there. There is a check, but you still got like your messenger bag and your credentials that you've used there. You've probably even been to this kind of area before, so nobody really stops you. But where do you go when you're there?
What can I see like when I come into town? Is there like immediately like a place where like most of the people?
Yeah, so like any town, there are areas that people will conglomerate, like communal areas. So either they be the gardens, the market or taverns. This place even has a like an open air theatre.
Cool.
That's quite fancy.
Alice, in your notes, can you remember anything else about when we're supposed to be meeting Elsbeth? Or was it literally just that
says-
we meet?
Yeah, all I've written is Havenridge Hanging Market in 5 days, and then underneath it I've written 338 days shipwrecked, killed lots of pirates.
What?
I don't think it makes sense.
Not
I
relevant.
think the only thing relevant is the Havenridge. I'm sorry.
In that case, I'm gonna go to the market
Cool.
and I'm gonna try and do it as what's the word? Inconspicuously?
Yeah.
Is that the word?
Yeah.
As possible. So I'm gonna leave the yet to be named whore. Just is that like a horse post?
Yeah. You can tie up any number of creatures to like shearing posts. And they'll
I'm gonna
usually be
say,
completely fine.
don't worry. Unlike my friends, I'll be back for you. And
Wow.
then I go to the market.
Savage.
Groovy.
I'm lonely.
How long have you been holding on to that one?
Long time.
Couple of weeks.
Who still has Thaddeus's letter?
I think I do.
Okay. Cool. Now, you don't know what Madam Elsbeth looks like, technically. How do you try and seek her out?
Call her name.
Yeah.
Shout.
Inconspicuous.
Excuse me, anybody know about the old gods here?
The thing that people
Um,
specifically told you not to say.
Yep. What are the stalls that I can see? What are people selling?
So it being again cliffside is also generally quite a wealthy and affluent town. So you tend to find things on the upper market things. So stuff that you couldn't normally find in the interior towns and cities, you can find quite prevalent out here because a lot of trade happens between the pirates and the dwarves of the Shadowmounts. They all kind of converge on the coast. That's where they can get the majority of their prices from. So you'll find things like fine silks. You'll find, especially in the cliffside area as well, you'll find like marble statues. You can find fine pieces of art here. And it can go all the way down to foodstuffs and relatively common clothing. They'll sell like fishing stuff and like bait and tackle and things like that. You can buy mounts here if you want. You can even hire boats, ships, that kind of stuff, and mercenaries if you wanted to.
Is anybody selling like books or anything that looks like education?
Oh yeah,
stuff?
yeah. It being quite wealthy and affluent, there's quite a high degree of like literacy
Okay.
in this town.
I'm gonna go to the stall that looks like it's selling, and I'm just gonna pretend. Well, I don't know this.
Mhm.
I have a letter addressed to an Elsbeth that I meant to be delivering it to you. I don't suppose you know of anybody in this.
Okay. Why don't you roll a persuasion check for me, please?
I rolled a 3,
Mhm.
and my persuasion is 1, so I got 4.
So you get quite hurriedly you get the brush off basically. They're like, if you're not going to buy anything, then I don't want to talk to you. Type of situations going on.
Rude.
Listen, you don't have to be mean, okay? I've had
Yeah.
a tough day.
Yeah, it looks like
Um,
they're either just like that type of character, or they have a lot of like people coming in just flicking through books and not buying anything, or it's just the end of the day.
If I buy something, will you tell me where to find Elsbeth?
Why don't you roll? How much are you going to pay them first of all? Like, there's plenty of books for sale anywhere between probably like about 5 silver, anywhere up to like 20 gold for like the big
I'm
tomes,
gonna.
old stuff.
When I say that, I'm gonna wait for them to reply with like a okay, you have to buy this or anything before I give them any more.
Okay, they go up and just select a book. Like it's quite thin, not that expensive looking. The pages in itself look quite ratty, dog-eared. They just put it on the counter and slide it over to you. And he says, "Yes, that'll be 10 gold pieces, and maybe I've seen the person you're looking for."
I'll give you 5 gold pieces, and you can name my horse.
He's still got like one finger on the book, and he starts bringing it back towards him.
I'll name my horse after you if you want me to.
I don't think having a beast named after me is going to either help my custom or my reputation. Now, if you're
what
not
I name it
serious,
after your shop?
I don't want your riding horse named after my library.
But then it will be like traveling marketing.
How would they know?
I'll tell everyone I see.
Why don't you roll a persuasion check for me, please? Try and convince him.
19.
19. He strokes his chin thoughtfully, and then eventually acquiesce. Goes, yeah, I could see how that might work, but you have to tell them I've got the finest collection this side of the East Cove.
Oh, I will, don't worry.
Okay, very well. 5 gold, and you spread my good name about the land, and I will tell you what I know.
Okay.
He pushes the book back towards you, waits for his 5 gold pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, brings you in conspiratorially. Goes, so the person you're looking for has been keeping a lower profile, but she has come to me about 10 days ago looking for supplies. And she said she was waiting for somebody when we got into casual conversation, but she clammed up rather quickly when she realised what she had done. I believe she's staying in the Whale in Wellington.
The Whale in Wellington?
Yes. It's not too far from here. You just go back up the cliff face and take 3 streets to your left and 5 down.
Okay.
I believe she's
I'll
still
pay
staying
you-
there, but I haven't seen her recently.
I'll pay you 1 more gold if you promise not to tell anybody else what you just told me.
Very well.
I check it to him.
Okay.
And excuse me, what is my horse now?
Oh, yes. Your horse is... I thought you were just going to tell people about my emporium rather than naming the horse after that.
I made a bargain. The horse is now named.
Nostrum's Literary Antiquities.
Can we shorten that maybe to
NLA?
Nosy?
What about Nyla?
No. Nos.
Well, my name's Nostrum, and this is my Literary Antiquities.
Okay, Nostrum, fine.
Okay, well, I'm going to pack up now.
Yep. Thank you, actually, genuinely, for helping. That helped a lot. Thank you. Bye. You didn't ever see me.
No, of course not. Off you go. And he starts tidying up.
I leave the book behind.
Okay, cool. Yes, so you manage to climb your way back up because again it's built on the side of the cliff face, so there are staircases. There's even like pulley systems that are used to bring the goods up before on the end of days when people are packing up. But for pedestrian access, there's either carved into the cliff wall or there's makeshift wooden staircases that go up the cliffs. Getting to the top, you're like out of breath. You don't know how people do this every single day. You guess just get used to it. You feed yourself through the myriad of like turning and winding streets until you eventually find the Whale in Wellington, where he told you Madam Elsbeth is currently lodged. It's towards the end of the day now, so it's pretty well packed. You can smell food being cooked. You can hear the general sounds and smells and sights of people enjoying a well-earned after-work break.
Okay. I'm gonna head to the bar
Mhm.
and hi, excuse me. I have a delivery from Nostradamus's literary something for an Elsbeth. Is she staying here?
Are you like just saying that to the general public, or you...
No, I say that to the barkeeper.
Okay, cool. So the barkeeper is a Triton.
A Triton.
Yes, so he's like about 6 foot tall. He's got like he's got teal scaled skin, like fish scales. He's got like webbed hands and feet. He doesn't wear boots, so his feet are out all the time. He's got like multiple gold earrings, all in his like fanned foils on his ears, and he's wearing a multitude of rings and bracelets and stuff like that.
I want him to be my best friend.
I really like that we know that he never wears. That's such a good detail.
So yeah, he is. He leans over and goes, "Oh, you're right there.
Aye.
You got it for Elspeth, you say?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I got us Elspeth staying here. I don't mind. I'll just put it behind the counter for her.
I was given instructions to give it to her myself personally. Is she in?
Oh, yeah, sure, all right. And he gives you a thumb over towards the corner, where there is a woman in a grey cloak with the cowl pulled up, sat by herself in like a corner booth. She's got a mug in front of her, filled with a liquid of unknown origin,
Okay.
possibly unknowable.
Thanks so much. I might stay for a little bit. Can I get a drink?
Oh yeah, of course. What would you like?
What have you got?
Right, let me just check the menu board here. When he says check the menu board, you can see written on the menu board are the following. Iffaget, Alder Red and Halfling Stout. Those are all real ales. There's a mead called Sutton Shore Amber. And there are 2 wines, a Silverbrook Manor Pinot Grigio and a Sanguine Merlot.
I'll get. I feel like Elsbeth's a classy lady, so I'll get the Sutton Shore, whatever it was called.
Sutton Shore Amber Mead.
Oh.
Can I just say I'm really missing the pub, and whenever you bring up these pubs, it makes me miss them even more.
Same. That's all I do is just think about pubs now.
I'm just gonna roll
about
play half
fancy
an hour
pubs.
of being in a pub.
Yeah.
Gino, you go.
You want
Whatever
the
therapy you need.
the Silverbrook Manor Pinot Grigio.
That's the one.
Cool. So that will be. Sorry, I'm just doing actual real world conversion. 3 silver pieces.
Great. I hand them over.
Cool. He takes it from you, slides a silvered ornate goblet towards you. You don't think it's real silver, but it certainly looks the part.
I'm gonna go and sit with Elsbeth.
Okay. So she's made a particular effort to not have any other stools or benches around her. So there's just a round table in the corner, and she's sitting on a stool with her back against the corner of the room, like reading something.
I'm
there
gonna
isn't another stool there currently.
I'm gonna get a stool from like a nearby table, and because I'm small and it's really hard, I'm just gonna push it really obviously, and it makes an awful sound.
Kind of just clatters along and screeches along the floor.
And then
you get a few looks of like some of the sailors and marketplace shop owners.
I'm gonna sit down and just say, "Hello, I think you're the person. Hello, I'm the person you've been waiting for."
Oh.
Hello, I haven't spoken to a real human in a few days.
Hello, I'm an illusion.
Hello, I'm an illusion.
So as you're pushing the stool over, she snaps whatever she was reading closed, and then puts it into a bag that she keeps very close to her, and just watches you as you push the stool over, and you climb on top of it. And she says, "And what is your name?"
Did we Alice, when we wrote the letter to her, did we
Mhm.
sign it? I can't remember.
We didn't write a letter to her.
It was a message
Oh yeah.
spell.
We have a letter from her.
Did we gave her the
We did.
message though, right? But we didn't sign it. We just said meet us.
Yeah, I think it was when you were in the other pub before that spine woman got attacked, and you said, I think the first time she wasn't into it because
Yeah.
she was like, she knew that the guy was dead, and then the second time we said something like, we have information about the end of the world or something like
What was his name again? The one that died?
Thaddeus.
Thaddeus.
that. Oh yeah, Thaddeus and Thaddeus.
Yeah.
It's
a common name. It's like
I'm
Tim.
just gonna say I'm a friend of Thaddeus.
How did you know Thaddeus before his death?
I had a letter to you from him.
May I see it?
How do I know that I have your trust?
You don't. This will go some way to earning it.
Yeah, fair. Yeah. I am the suspicious one here, so I just give it a letter.
Okay. She takes a few minutes to read through it, and then folds it up. And she says, I wish I had received this before I left, but it was not meant to be. Perhaps I could have saved them. Maybe I could have saved them all.
Why did you leave?
I was called away to Sutton Shore. Urgently.
By who?
By Thaddeus Flipstone, the current head of the research department.
Wait, you were called away by Thaddeus?
Yes, called away from Blackmire, where I've been for a number of years.
And why did you now leave Sutton Shore?
Because before I got to Sutton Shore, I was attacked on the road. The people who attacked me on the road bore a significant mark, which I have been researching currently. And it is a triangular mark made of 3 triangles, each with holes inside them. Upon their person, when I searched them, I found that they were operating under the auspice of members of the Risen.
The Risen.
I have information and reason to believe that the Risen are operating out of Sutton Shore.
So when she mentions the triangle
Yeah.
that she's been searching, it all gets a bit much for me because I'm just like a little frog and I've been on this like massive journey and now all my friends are gone and nothing anymore. So really quietly but really like rushed, I go into extreme detail about everything that has happened over the past however long it's been. I'm like, well, there was some Starbucks in a hole, a woman with a flail, and then the counting, and then and now they're gone,
Yeah.
and everything comes out.
Cool. So yeah, it's a lot, and she is understandably reserved, because she's also tried to be assassinated, and the only way I think you think she survived is by laying low. But she does, like you opening up, does help her open up, and she even extends sort of a hug, a very loose, like one arm around the shoulder, as you are upset, and she tries to sort of like ease your discomfort, and make you feel a little bit more like less alone, I guess, even for a moment.
Does she fall asleep?
Oh no, because fortunately she doesn't touch your skin. Like you've got the
Okay.
armor and the cloak on. She just puts her arm over there, and then she falls asleep, and you're like, yeah.
I'm like, oh, this is so nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get the sense that she trusts me now a bit more, that I've been honest with.
Yes. I have been in correspondence with the person that runs the Barquentane Liborium out of
Laborium.
the Barquentane Liborium Rarorium.
Are you drunk?
Barquentane Laborium.
Barquentane Liborium Rarorium. operated out of Suttonshire. There's the chief researcher and librarian there that I've been in contact with over the last 10 days, in secret and in code. I believe that she knew Thaddeus and was involved in Thaddeus. At least that was the case when I was in Suttonshire originally.
Wait, did you say the research department of the university?
No, of the Barquentane Laborium
Oh, the
Aurorium.
Laborium.
Think of it as the largest repository of arcane tomes, scrolls, and records left in the Mistfield.
Okay. Did you say before that you were talking or that you were summoned to Suttonshire by Thad from the research?
So I had left the UMA. I was kind of forced out of the research department because of the research that myself and Thaddeus and a few others were doing was not kosher. I took the majority of the blame and was exiled. I carried on my research as best I could in the swamps. Yes, that's about it.
So we went to the research department, and listen, I have to tell you, Thaddeus is a bit of a dick. He wouldn't help us. He was real mean. He did kill my friend, if I remember correctly. And he has this giant safe with a book in it that he wouldn't let us see.
Yes, he does keep all of the more juicier tomes in the vault.
How do we get his trust? How do we let him know that we are on his?
If he's tried to kill you, I don't know. It's quite a road to plough, I think.
Okay, I love my friends. I miss my friends, but we don't help ourselves. We go into places and immediately fight people. So maybe he is a dick, but maybe we are also a little bit as well.
Well, you tell her about Thaddeus, the find my friend thing.
What?
The call was coming from inside the university.
Oh yeah, the find my friends. Oh, there's so much to do. Oh, there's so much to learn. Right. So we went to the dean, yeah.
Yes.
That's when we found out about the find my friends thing.
No, that was after when we went to Spine after the dean, and she did a locate, and the call was coming from inside the house, and that's when she freaked out.
I tell her all of that.
Okay. She looks genuinely worried that Thaddeus, her friend and student, is dead, and his remains are underneath the research department in the UMA.
Why would they be underneath the research department?
Are you asking her that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Why would you ever consider that as an option?
It shouldn't be an option.
You just told her that.
You just said it.
Sorry, what?
None of my friends are here. I don't refuse.
Sorry, what?
Who's the time I don't pay attention to what's happening. I rely on everyone else to be.
Who suggested that his body is under the...
Professor Spine
found it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you said she said that.
As you can see, Elsbeth, things are real tough at the moment.
I can see this.
And also, one thing I forgot. Well, I think I told you, but I can't quite remember. My friend that came from the sky has a magic clock on her arm, and we're not sure what that means.
A magic
clock.
Magic clock.
See, it's not me. So I need. This is going to be dangerous, but where are your friends now? Are they close by? Don't know.
They left me, and I'm trying not to take it personally, but right now I am, because I woke up in a bath and they weren't there anymore.
Do you have any idea of where they are?
No.
You might need their help.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
I can't go anywhere near Suttonshire anymore. I feel that I might not be able to stay here for very much longer. But I need you to get in contact with my contact in the Barquentane Laborium Aurorium and try and find the fourth part to this portent. If indeed your friend has got a magical clock that's ticking down, I feel that these two things are linked.
Yeah, that's what we think as well. I'm really glad that you're on my side because I'm real confused. Me and Nostri can go back to Sutton Shore,
Good.
but can you just help me? I'm on my own. I can't even feed my horse. Like I don't have food for my horse right now. And now I have to go back to the place where I just almost got killed. I forgot the person who gave us the information about Thaddeus being dead and under the research facility.
Yes.
She's dead now as well.
What, Professor Spine?
Yeah.
This is bad. This is very
Yeah.
bad. I definitely cannot go back to Sutton Shore.
But you want me?
If I accompanied you, I would just be putting a target on your head.
Fine.
I probably shouldn't.
Can you do anything to help?
I think so. I can give you. You can take this scroll. If you find out where you need to go, you can use it.
Take this what, sorry?
Scroll. I was trying to say it all posh. Like, scroll.
What does this scroll do?
Squirrel.
It's a scroll of teleport.
Oh,
So
can it teleport a horse as well?
I believe so. I believe it is up to enough mass that you can teleport up to a certain number of creatures. Let me just double check the scroll.
Should I use this? Genuine question, Elsbeth. You can be honest with me here. We're best friends now. Should I use this to go find my friends?
I would say you definitely should try and find your friends, and it can teleport you in up to 8 willing creatures.
How many times?
Just the once. It's a scroll, so it's a one and done thing, I'm afraid.
Squirrel.
What? Okay. Can you give me 2 scrolls?
I only have the one. I was going to use this to extricate myself from a particularly sticky situation, but it's left me vulnerable just by giving this to you. But I feel that I can't just send you back into Sutton Shore with no hope of escape, or indeed finding backup. I think you need it more than I do.
Help me do the maths here, Elsbeth.
Sure.
I use this scroll to get my friends, and then what if say on some bizarre universe I get transported onto a boat in the middle of nowhere with weird tentacles that are fighting people that I've never and there's a crazy man in a cell who might be, I don't know, from Oliver Twist or something, and then there's a sea queen. Not that this would happen, but what then? How would I get back?
You're just jealous.
I guess however your friends got there in the first place, they can use however they got there to get back with you.
You would think.
You overestimate my friend.
It sounds so easy.
Well, maybe instead of finding your friends, maybe you should just keep hold of this, and it can help you get out of a particularly sticky situation like I was going to use it for.
Okay.
But yes, please find my friend. She runs the Bar Quintain Laboratorium.
What's her name?
Her name is Bibliotheca Cessus.
Wait. Why does that ring a bell?
I don't know.
Does that ring a bell?
Yeah.
Why?
But I don't know if it's just because Chad always called his library a biblioteca.
I called the Anatheum the Biblioteca all the time. Maybe it's because I named it after somebody.
Well, you just used the word for library.
or Tim's new friend.
Yes.
I do think we have heard that word before. Heard that name before.
I feel like we've spent too long talking conspiratorially in the corner. I would say perhaps if you can get back to Sutton Shore tonight, do so. If not, stay overnight in a different tavern. I'm going to pack up my things tonight and leave.
Where are you going to go?
I don't know. This is my backup. I know you now. We can use message to communicate like we did before.
Chad, Khalil, you have message, right?
That's what I was just looking at. I do have message.
Okay, fine. Yeah, deal.
So be safe. Look after this scroll. It's very expensive.
You be safe too. Is there anything else you want to tell before you go?
Everybody that's researched into the old gods and to this portent has died, except for me.
If you die, not that you will, but like if you do, because odds on you. Let's not go there.
Okay.
Do you have like learnings or like a book or like anything that I can have?
Your will.
I had to destroy all of my research.
What were you reading just now when I came in?
It's my diary.
Can I have it?
So invasive.
You technically could have my diary, though it wouldn't be of much use to you.
Then
I would have nothing to write
might
in.
help me get to know you a bit better.
Very well.
Thanks.
And she hands over her diary to you.
I'm gonna give her my diary as well, and
Okay.
it's just like I met a hot blue man today who works in a bar.
Which you wrote in between the bar and going to sit next to her.
I wrote it while she was telling me loads of really important information.
And then did some doodles.
Yeah. It's been good, Elsbeth.
She also leaves you 5 gold, and she says to feed your horse to stable it as well. You'll need it.
Thank you. Do you have a good name for a horse? Because someone gave me one earlier and it was real bad.
What about? Let me think. What do you say?
Clip clop.
Clip clop. Definitely clip clop.
Seems smarter than that.
I mean, better than Nostradamus.
Oh, I thought it was just Nostrum. I think was the man's name. Nostrum.
Yeah, I can't remember it. Clearly, it's a.
What about
Clip clop.
Clip clop? Yes.
Clip clop.
Paolo.
Yeah, I think Paolo's the best shot.
Sorry.
I mean, I'm not very good at naming things, but what about Avarius?
You turned into an alien, Lily.
Huh?
What did you say?
Ellie looks like she's turned into an alien.
Oh, just find this side.
Yeah, that's me as well.
Oh, sorry.
You're insulting me.
You're an alien!
Yeah.
What did you name the horse? Sorry.
She suggested Avarius.
I'm like, yeah, I'll name it that. Good idea. Bye.
Maybe you should go Clip Club is actually fine.
Yeah, Mr. Clip Clop.
So she pulls her cowl up low, gives you one last like reassuring squeeze of the shoulder, and then heads up the stairs to the tavern.
I am gonna immediately leave on.
Cool. And that way we'll go back over to the rest of the group. Now, have you been thinking about what you want to do?
Nope.
No, I've been paying attention to the story.
I've been slowly forgetting everything that just happened.
So you have Regina has quelled the tentacle monster, at least one of them. The rest of you have only taken minor damage, and Chad is currently upstairs. He has pacified the guard.
That's putting it nicely.
Yeah.
If there's no more threat down here, I suggest we all go upstairs.
Yeah, it's probably fine up there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Chad hasn't returned. He's holding down the fort. Or man.
Yeah.
Am I still a snake?
Yep.
You know where I am.
I'm going.
Sorry, Karen. Mike, as you start going upstairs, you hear.
No.
Oh, you hear a psst from the other cell where your friend was.
Yeah, I haven't headed towards upstairs yet.
Yeah.
I was like suggesting to everyone we should go upstairs.
Okay.
As we go, if everyone can get out, I want to help my friend escape.
Cool. I think between you all, it's not going to take too long for the rest of the people to get out of the cell. Sorry, I had to cough there. I didn't want to cough into the mic. Apologies, everyone. Good. Right. Yeah. So you're going to go and talk to the other guy.
Do you want to go get a drink, Tim?
I'm fine. No, I'm fine.
Everyone,
I'm good. It's all good.
Too many video memes.
Yes. So he's he's like pissed. Psst. Will you get me out?
I'll try, mister.
Cool. I haven't seen the light of day for I don't know how long.
Can anyone remember his name? Isn't it like Gentle Car something?
My name is Gentakar, yes.
Gentle car.
Gentle car. Oh yeah,
I
Janet.
keep remembering.
Gentle Car. Aya, can you come help my friend with your big muscles?
Yep. I'm gonna try.
Why don't you just roll a strength check for me, please? Go for it. Go for an athletics.
Oh. 18
Yeah, yeah.
plus 4.
Yeah, no worries at all. Yeah, you just bend the bars far enough that he's now quite lithe and like
Nourished.
malnourished. Yep, that's the one.
Malnourished.
Malnourished. that's a word. Malnourished body can just like slip on through. He looks quite visibly weak, but very appreciative of your help. So
I take his hand and I help him upstairs.
you are too kind. I've been down here for too long.
I know, I'm the best.
When you all make your way up, you find Chad up there. I don't know what he's been doing in the interim.
How does he look when we find him?
Why did you have to
But-
say that?
No, I don't know if he's going to get cleaned up.
What?
Well, because otherwise... Okay, right, stop. Because there was a corpse
one
on the
for the
floor with like an increasing amount of pool of blood underneath it, and Chad would have had blood all over his mouth, and that's what I was just going to say. Like, does everybody get up there and he's just covered in blood, or has he, got the blood cleaned away? That's all I meant.
This reminds me of.
No. Chad took one for the team.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So, Chad, how are you looking?
Well, I'm definitely not on top of our
Okay, good.
anymore. I'd like to think that I got up and grabbed the mace, and I'm now investigating this room for clues to my shit.
Okay. Why don't you roll an investigation check then for me, please?
Maybe I will.
Or maybe you should.
Maybe I will.
Well, when did it then?
I got a 10.
10. Yeah, at cursory glance, you just start knocking the chair over. You just knock the table over. You knock one of the torches out of the sconce as well with the mace. You don't find your stuff. But as you're looping back round on the body of the person that is now dead, you find on their rope belt is a set of keys.
Was he wearing a name tag? What was his name?
He was not wearing a name tag, no.
No, sir.
But if he was, what would his name have been?
He would have had a name. Flip-flop, yes. Flip-flop. Yes, he would have had a name. I'm going to tell you his name. You didn't earn that. He's dead. He's dead now.
I think
I'm
he
gonna-
earned it.
That's his name. All right. Well,
You've been to kill him.
start with taking his keys.
Yeah.
Is there a door in this room?
Yes, there's a portcullis that you killed him by.
Ah, yes, the portcullis that I killed him by. Let me at least grab his keys. And clearly, my investigation didn't do anything, so I'm gonna call down to everybody downstairs.
Regina, Relentless, Krusty, and the other pirate are going to be the last 4 to leave. Specifically, Regina Relentless. Regina has to keep concentrating on the tentacle to keep it calm. So the first 3 up the staircase would be Parter, Mike, with Jantakar and Aya. And
Do you wanna
Jantakar
leave
goes,
him downstairs?
"Oh my God, what happened up here?
I saved us.
You have blood all over your face. Are you okay, my friend?"
It's not my blood. It's fine.
Oh, that is not less scary to me. I see you found the keys.
Can I just start swinging the mace above my head
Sure.
without saying anything?
Yeah.
People.
Yep.
Do we want to leave them downstairs alone?
Who?
Oh, no,
Regina, Relentless.
They're coming.
they're coming, but they're the last to leave.
It's the only way up.
I don't trust them, but sure. Okay.
Let's go explore this ship with a full team of pirates and figure out how to come join us.
No,
I think we should ask Gentlecar any questions as a group in case he might know more about the ongoings. Unlike
Yeah, let's bite his shoulder off and ask him questions.
you will not.
No.
trust my
don't-
friend.
Please
You
do
will
not do this
trust
to
my
me.
friend.
Just out of curiosity, where are we?
Where?
that-
What do you mean? You are in the dungeon of the House of Sin.
Yeah, but whereabouts is that geography wise?
Oh, it's It is not too far. I'd say it's probably about 50 miles away from Thanakis.
We're 50 miles from Thanakis.
Yeah, about this, yes.
Okay.
Oh, Thanakis, it is at the foot of the Shatter Mounts.
Oh,
is it anywhere near Sternshore you hear on the wind?
quite far from the coast then, right?
You're about 300 to 400 miles away from the coast.
Where's so much water coming from then?
From we are below the sea level here. At the foot of the Shatter Mounts, below sea level, so the water, standing water, is about here.
And the tentacles?
So it's a mountain octopus?
I don't know the species. I only see the tentacle.
Okay.
Let's get out of this sin house full of sin
Yes,
and
quite.
pentacles.
At
Please.
least that explains your behavior.
Me? Tim, right? You're talking about Tim's behavior right now, right?
Shoot
What?
him.
Exactly. Thank you.
Gentlecar, do you know where where we can go? How do we get out?
I was knocked out and dragged down here. I don't know my way around other than the place where I broke in, which is hopefully connected to the rest of this structure.
Chad, do you know the best place that we can go to how to get out of here?
Well, I found this portcullis covered in shoulders. So that would be my best guess. And then I kick open the portcullis. Is that what you do to a portcullis? Am I pronouncing that right?
Roll a strength check for me, please.
It sounds like the Greek word for orange.
Is it?
What is the Greek word for orange?
Cool.
Yeah.
Wait, just straight strength?
An athletics check, if you may.
11.
11.
Wait,
You
sorry, 13. It's 6 plus 7.
13.
13.
Yeah. So you slam your thick lizard leg into the portcullis. However, it does not give, and you just get like quite a heavy jolt as you like compact your knee.
Does it go in instead of out? Should I
It
hold
goes up instead of out.
Oh, well, there is my problem.
Also, it's locked.
Wait, I have keys.
Yes, you do. Slam! Oh, I've got some keys.
Oh my gosh!
So,
Can I try in with keys?
so what portcullis is you remember that from castle times, they just had these latticed metal gates that went up and down with spikes on the end.
Sure.
Yeah, it's
Castle
one of
times.
those in castle times, in the long ago.
Look up.
So you can unlock the chain, and then you can use the chain to put for a pulley, and you pull the portcullis upwards.
Like the green screen.
Yes, much like the green screen. It's like
So there's
it's like
nothing-
a castle time green screen.
There's nothing for me to kick open.
Sorry?
There's nothing for me to kick open.
No, kicking it was probably the worst thing you could do to it.
Well, then I get the key and pull it up.
Okay, it takes a while. You're just there pulling on the chain. It's going up like this fast.
I thought you'd frozen.
It's good for radio.
Can I go snooping around the room while he's doing that? Because I want to look for our stuff.
Yeah, roll an investigation check for me, please.
Okay. Just because I don't know if he's found anything or not. But you continue, doing that thing.
Well, don't. I wish I didn't do that.
Can I just use divine sense or whatever it's called?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Just generally looking around for bad things.
What's the range of that?
It is 60 feet.
Cool. Annie, what did you get for your
20, not natural.
20? Yeah, you do a thorough search, and this is just a guard room. The only thing in here is a stool, a table. There is a book that the guy's been reading. There is a candle, 2 torches on the person as well. He literally just had a little bit of food, no money, no possessions whatsoever. The keys that were tied on the belt loop, and that's it. Your stuff is not here in the guardhouse.
Okay. I take the food and I give it to Jenzilkar.
Okay.
If there's 2 torches, I hand one to Parter and one to Aya.
Cool.
And I'm going to pick up the stool as if it's like a shield.
Cool. Groovy. You are somewhat armed.
Is it dark, by the way? Sorry.
It is kind of just torchlight in here.
Okay, I'm going to cast light on your stool, so it is now a glowing stool.
Excellent.
Cool.
Sorry, Parter, do you have something to say?
Yeah, I was just. What was it you threw at me?
I gave you a torch.
I'm still a snake.
So the torch lands on the snake and starts burning it horribly.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. Okay, I hold it.
Well, you could give it to Chad, I guess. Oh, he's got a mace and a
He's doing the
torch. Oh yeah, you got that as well. Yeah.
It's fine. I put the torch slightly back and I hold the chair stool.
Groovy.
To the snake.
I turn around and go.
By this time, everybody else, the other pirates, have come up, and you've got the portcullis halfway up, which is enough to duck under. When you exit, you are in a giant room that's got an oculus on it. The floor, immediately it gets a lot colder in here. The floor is covered with a light drizzle of snow and ice, and there are archways leading in 3 other directions. The oculus is just a big giant hole in the ceiling, a domed ceiling, and there are what used to be immaculately tiled floors, but it looks like someone's taken like a hammer to them and smashed them all up. It's about this time that you hear the sound of someone using an anvil, like the pounding of a metal hammer on something metal, and the faint glow of a forge down one of the passageways. And we'll leave it there. So.
That is not where I thought we were.
Indeed.
No.
I thought we were in the ocean.
Why would that pirates if it's not the ocean?
How did we get here?
Why was there a mountain octopus?
You'd think it's an octopus, but there are other things that have tentacles that are not octopi.
Mountain squid?
Could be elephant squid.
A flump.
Could be a flumps of tentacles.
Giant flump.
There are things called displacer beasts, which look like panthers that got like these tentacles on their backs as well.
What?
I don't like that.
No.
Panther tentacles, what?
Yeah, it looks like a panther. I think it's got 6 legs instead of 4. Might have 8 legs. And it's got these 4 tentacles comes off its back, with like these fronds on them.
Are you sure that's not from your fanfiction?
Oh no, it's a classic D&D creature.
Sure.
Classic tentacle panther.
Yeah, so it looks like you are many hundreds of miles away from where you were. You don't know where the ship is. You've been unconscious for 2 days. So they may have found you close by and transported you here. Maybe the ship's exactly where it was and only you guys got transported. You don't know. You don't know exactly what the Starbucks mounted into that framework did when you pulled that lever and rolled that other number.
Yeah, I forgot the Starbucks did this to us.
Yes.
Yeah. Alice.
Starbucks.
It's because I was born from them. Doesn't make them.
Build a new machine for us.
True. Right. Anyway, so I'd like to thank my players. I've got to do it in an order that I can't see you in. So I look over here now. So I'd like to thank. It's terrible. It's really weird. So I'd like to thank Ellie, Josh, Annie, Khalil, and Alice. I'd like to plug your social media. Now is an amazing time to do so.
At Ellie Bow.
At MCM Josh.
At Annie_squirrel.
At Chad to the bone.
Nice.
At ALUCY.
And I'm at MCM_Tim. And remember, if you don't know what to do, just stay home, stay safe. Ba-dum, ba-dum.
Blah, blah.
Oh, I didn't hit record. Is it okay if we just go again?